Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be covering my favorite deck since the release of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Let's get the name right. This is Gruul Blitz in Explorer Pioneer. So this is a list that's been putting up a lot of results in the Pioneer leagues on MTGO. I finally ordered all my cards for the deck. They are in the mail, so hopefully jam this in paper as well. But this deck's like right up my alley. So what makes it so explosive is Slickshot Show Off. We can plot it for 2 mana, and then it comes the next turn for free that we could cast it at sorcerer speed. Flying Haste gets bigger when we have spells. The big things, we have things like Blossoming Defense to protect our creature, which gives us some value that way there. Audacity for huge amounts of damage. We got Picnic Ruiner for double strike. Atarka's Command is kind of an anthem, deals damage against Amalia. You can prevent them from gaining life, for example, which is really sweet. Demonic Ruckus is another way to kind of get around single blockers or give trample, monstrous rage, whole gambit. But we got some Skullscar Mage, Swift Spears in here, Picnic Ruiner, Slickshot, Questing Druid for card advantage, and then just kind of various burn removal spells. We have Red Cat Melee, just for the mirror kind of matchups. We have Rending Volley for the blue-white matchups, Pick Your Poison. Good against like vampires, incidental like enchantment, artifact hate, license her. So the only difference I'm doing in my version, in the Pioneer versions, they're playing Mageborn Lizard. So they're playing this one here. Come on, Arena. Let's do Lizard. This one here. So whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, deals damage to that player equal to the number of spells that turn. This is symmetrical, also hurts us. Against Phoenix, I think just having the Graveyard Hate's better. I prefer like the Unlicensed, Case of Crimson Pulse for the kind of grindier matchups, Ferocidon for anti-life gain, and then the other copy of Witch Stalker Frenzy when we want that removal. So I'm like 5 or 6-0 with this list. A couple wins away from Mythic. Haven't played too much Constructed. Probably like getting my draft done. Enjoying that, but we'll give it a couple demos of the deck. Hopefully it's not camera shy and we can kind of go from there. So the big thing here is you have to sometimes make a call if you're going to go all in, because you are kind of stacking a lot of things in one creature. The protection spells go a long way. The one thing I do want to maybe try is, in lieu of like Demonic Ruckus, I might want to play a 5th protection spell, like the games where you can just blow them out with like they try to fatal push you or something like that. I think playing like Snakeskin Veil or Tamiyo's Safekeeping is something to that effect could have a lot of value. So playing some games, getting a feel for the deck, and as always on the channel, what we try to do, I don't curate any of the games. I play through a set. We want to see, win or lose, how the deck performs. I try not to be, curate to only show wins and falsify stuff like that. My tap's always linked, so you can always see the record as well. So we'll play first. This hand is sweet, so we will keep. So Jegantha could be Mirror, it could be Sacrifice, it could be an older version of like Jund, or like red black mid range. Okay, so I think here I'm just going to go in for it. If they have the removal, they have the removal, but since I drew the second copy, I'm inclined to just play it out here. And in this matchup, I'm just about maximizing damage, I think. So this looks like red-black mid. They'll likely have quite a bit of removal. If it's just Fable, that's fine. I do want to keep this, I think, for Sheoldred. I mean, I could Prowess it out. I could Witch Stalker here. Because that goes to 4, 6. It's not enough. If I do both of these, still not enough. I mean, this puts him to 8. So this does 8, so it puts him to 1. Now they need 3 removal spells. And we just kind of kill him like that. So that's basically what we want to do with the deck. Just be super aggressive. In this matchup, so this is kind of like where the matchups where I would like an extra protection spell. So things like Demonic Ruckus could come out. I'm going to bring the other Frenzy. The cases are very good here. Pick your poison's interesting. If they're on Edict, so they're not, because they're on Jegantha, they're not on Vampires. So they're on red-black mid-range. Fable's usually the only enchantment. We could bring in Ferocidon as another threat. I think I trim on the Atarka's command and 1 Monstrous Rage. This could just be reasonable on its own. And usually in this matchup, I want to cut down a little bit on. Do I want Ferocidon or do I just want the other Tarka's command? I want to see what their threats are. Like, we have Redcap melee, but it doesn't do huge amounts on its own. I could go like Unlicensed Hearse just to have a threat that sticks around after, like removal, kind of gives pseudo haste. But I think we actually Play with Fire can like stack damage. Probably actually Kumano that comes out, and I'm gonna play the Monstrous Rage. Let's try it like that. So they're gonna overload on removal post board, so the case is good because it can provide some card advantage. We want to have the answers to Sheoldred because cases draw cards. Into Sheoldred makes us take damage. It's not like Exile, like a Questing Druid effect would be. Sounds a little soft. I think I'm gonna try it still. Okay, so they can take my Kumano here. But it doesn't matter. 1 drop. Go. Oh, so they're Transmogrify. So you cannot block. So what we can do is we can always target their spell. So now that we know what we're against with Transmog, a little different. So depending on what they target, they may have the Extinction event. Do this on end step. Actually, don't think I want to take the damage this turn. I also don't have like a clean removal, so if they have Transmog next turn, they have it. I can't do much about it. I'm just gonna push whatever damage we can. They have the removal, they have the removal. Terrible mana. They brought in the Forge against us, which is an interesting inclusion. So I have Boseiju. Have to decide how we want to play this turn. So this is 2 mana. I could Picnic Ruiner this turn, hold up Boseiju for the Forge. Can't kill him this turn, so I think we just pass here. I actually think we just take the damage here. They haven't shown a red mana yet, so okay, so now that they have red, Nixless. So they can gain some life here. I think they're dead regardless. So target here. This makes my Picnic Ruiner get bigger. Just completely ignore. Terrible mana base. Let them go to blocks. We do this, this gets double strike, and then I could Witch Stalker. I probably should have just Witch Stalkered. That's 10, 12, 10, 16, but we'll let them know we had it regardless. They get a ping. Even with some painful mana base, we still got them there. So the misplay there was when they animated the Mutavault before blocks, I should have Witch Stalkered because I got rid of the blocker. So 4 mana, huge chunks of damage, turn 5 kill. We had like turn 3 kill basically last game. On the board. What I like about this deck, you just huge damage. I do think I want to try out without the Demonic Ruckus. Target creature. I want to see like what variants. So instant, 1 mana. So you have like Crash Through, we don't care. The Royal Treatment gains Hexproof in a Royal roll. So not bad, it gives plus to it, which could do something like that. You could go Tamiyo's Safekeeping. So Snakeskin Veil leaves a permanent counter on it, and Hexproof Tend to turn. The ward could be useful because it's kind of, it messes up like 2 turns. Where's Tamiyo? We'll have to check that one out. So Tyvar stands indestructible, but not hexproof. Tamiyo. Target permanent gains, hexproof and indestructible. So like the indestructibles aren't bad against like sweeper heavy. But I think I want to actually try out this royal treatment, see how it plays out. Because the ward can be reasonable, I think. We could also look at like the indestructible ones, but we'll give this a shot, see how it plays out. Ruckus is good. So the thing is, I typically don't plot. I don't have the time. And like 2 mana is a little much. It's a pretty reasonable effect, but I think just being like super aggressive is useful. Audacity's being 1 mana is a lot more efficient. I would almost probably play another Audacity before that. But the games where you can protect yourself, like I've had opponents this time, like Blossoming's nice because it's protection plus 2 power. So with the boost, it's like 1 mana, save your creature plus, 3 to 4 between Prowess or Slickshot, which is pretty sweet. Victor Castillo. I think I know this person. Play first. We keep. So I'd love to draw a red land, I think. You got Thoughtseize. Cool. So this could be vampires. My guess is they take the questing druid. We do have a decision here in terms of upkeep, play with fire. I don't think we protect here. I think we just plot, hope for a land, and then go off next turn. If they go Vein Ripper here, it's going to be pretty bad. The Dusk Legion's fine. So I might here kill the Dusk Legion. Honestly not. I think we just go face. I want to hit another lion so I can double spell next turn. Because it kind of represents the same amount of damage if they block here. So basically 1 mana deal for Scry. So they go Vampire, they go Sorin. It's just Vein Ripper. I think we still could win. That's 3, 5. So 3, 6, 8. Okay, so this puts it to 4. And then this does... That puts to 5, that's 8, that's Exactsies. They block Vein Ripper. Should be the same, so deal 3, get a counter. And they're dead. They missed a line drop and lost. So pick your poisons where we're going to want to be. We're going to be on the Witch Stalker. I'm going to put Ferocidon in for now. I don't know if we're going to be on Ferocidon. Atarka's interesting. So this incidentally shuts off the life gain, which is nice. I got to do 7 cuts. So Kumano's probably the weakest. Still want the trample effects. They have a lot of cheap creatures, so that's still reasonable. Probably on the play, we don't want this because we're going to be playing from behind. Monstrous Rage or Audacity. So the thing is, Audacity has to be played at sorcery speed, so we'll trim one of those. And I think 1 Atarka's Command. I gotta like read up a little bit more on this matchup. It's going to be common enough that I'm probably going to want to understand through a sideboard guide how to best approach it. Well, this hand, it's not going to do much. And is good. Put back Atarka's Command. A little bit painful in terms of mana here. And keeping in Thoughtseize against us is interesting. So they're going to take the case here, I would imagine. It's the best card in the hand. Okay, so they go Questing Druid here. So I'm going to play this lined out just because life total could matter in this matchup. While they are kind of like a pseudo combo deck, they can still do quite a bit of damage to us. The one of Ramenop Ruins has won me quite a few games. Just incidental reach there at like the tail end. So this is the correct line in this matchup. You do this at sorcery speed just because of the protection spells in the deck. Okay, so they just brought in a lot of discard. I think then... Not going to do much here. Hopefully they don't have... Them bringing in that much discard is very interesting. There they are on the Copter version. Bring Jegantha to hand. This not answering Copter is a little annoying. Okay, so I think we might want to trim like on Rages. We'll see. So they'll have access to the discard here. Honestly, if it wasn't for the second duress, we would have been okay. And this is kind of the problem when you don't draw the creatures. I mean, Slickshot off the top. A lot of damage. But here they're gonna get a lot of card selection. They'll basically get to churn through 6 cards. So they discarded a Sorin and a Fatal Push, which is quite alarming. Okay, so Fable flips. We might want to go higher on density on creatures in this matchup if they have this much. Trim like a Rage or an Audacity. They're getting to the point too where they can just hardcast Vein Ripper and then copy it with Reflection. And them discarding Sorens is quite alarming. Like the worst line we could draw. So pretty much dead, but I could technically maybe one-shot them, so we shall see. They might take Sorin here that they discarded. They just go Blood Tithe. Blood Tithe is a sorcery speed answer with Fable, which is pretty strong. So hopefully they take Jegantha here. Alright, one time Slickshot off the top. One time. They're trying to set me up for the kill next turn. Slickshot off the top. I think kills them. One time. Swift Spear with haste also works. Come on, baby. Slickshot off the top. We're dead next turn. Slickshot off the top. Baby. Slickshot. How about a land? Alright. Well, they're bringing in a lot more discard than anticipated, and they have the flyer, so... Do we want the Kumanos? It gives us some more density in terms of, like, pseudo creatures. So I think that's fine. I think we get rid of the Audacity. We get rid of Atarka's command as a one-off. Just run it like that. It makes their duress alright, like not like much worse. A little bit frustrating. It's just the thing would have off the top because we had 3 pumps, so it's 6, 8, 14. It would have been lethal. I think we have to mulligan this hand. Okay, we'll keep this. Gonna put back probably Den of the Bugbear here. I'm actually gonna pass the turn here. These hands haven't been great. Okay, case is pretty solid. Okay, no removal there is really good for us. I'd really like a red land here. I want to get this case into play as soon as possible. Copter's fine. I don't like in this matchup. I need to save this for Blood Tithe or Vein Ripper. I wish this was like a duel. So hopefully it's Vein Ripper here. It's actually probably the best case for us. Because I have Pick Your Poison to deal with it. We'll get the loot off, but don't particularly care. Cool. So question... Target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. They crew Smuggler's Copter here. I attack Sorin. They block Smuggler's Copter, hopefully. Oh, I guess this gets around it. Oh, so then I just lose. So Copter is actually low-key really good. So now I just lose. Needed a land last turn. So I gotta attack Sorin here. That's really bad for us. Copter was gross. So the one good thing with Kumano is the death triggers don't like work. They might not block here. This match went like as poorly as possible. That Copter blew us out. Game 2, just heavy discard. So hopefully they try to kill my Soul Scar. Because this puts me on 2 turns that I'm just like too slow now. What the hell's happening? Hello. Oh my god, stupid client. That match is frustrating. I think we're okay, like, in the matchup. I've bet the deck before. Obviously, if they don't have Copter, it's fine, but... Needed a land like a turn earlier. they could just have multiple removal spells here. So they had the push last turn. Yeah, with Preacher, it's GG. Interesting. Okay, play. Slickshot, again, not the time to use it. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. We can use it for next turn. Problem is I'm not going to flip this case this turn. This was an untapped land. It could have been reasonable because they fire up a land likely. Problem is they're going to have active reflection going the following turn with Preachers. They also have Hive of the Eye Tyrant that's available. We just kind of drew the wrong half. It's gonna happen. Even game 2, 5th land being tapped hurt us. Problem is I have to sack the land here. Yeah, they just... At that point, like, when you let them go that many turns with Fable and stuff, they're gonna get enough card selection. And that's some of the downsides. That's actually the first loss I've had with the deck, which is kind of annoying. But we'll give it one more go. In none of those games, like Demonic Ruckus, I think would have made a difference. We would have been technically evasive against it, but Smuggler's Copter did us in. The Copter did us in. Hopefully you run into a different matchup. I want to test it against a couple different decks. But most of the games that I've played against vampires thus far, it's been pretty much that. We have Pick Your Poison, which is very good in the matchup, hitting either Fable or hitting the Vein Ripper for 1 mana. If we were able to do it with the... If they didn't have the Copter that turn, we get rid of the Vein Ripper, we kill the Sorn, we're in a much, much better spot. Having mulliganed, it's a little tough. Play first. So 1-lander. I think we keep this 1-lander. And it could be vampires, but we shall see. Blue-white control. I think I'm gonna set an upkeep stop. We really want to hit a line there. Ooh, Jeskai. Lightning Helix, so this could be Transmog. Why didn't it give me a stop? Oh my god. Why is there a stop if you don't give me a stop? Stupid game. They can kill something in response here. They have the Helix. Get a Monstrous Raged. I'm gaining 6 life is also pretty rancid. It might have been right there just to push the attack and try to block it with Monstrous Rage, but can't do much there. I think we are going to just Slickshot here, or Questing Druid. Could be Gearhulk creativity. Or just Gearhulk. Could just be traditional Jeskai control. We have to be mindful of Wandering Emperor here. I think this way we could play around No More Lies. I think we always do this. Settle the wreckage in this economically uncertain time. And I have no more basics. Absolutely wrecked. Never play around this card. They had it. They got me. They're at 6. We can still burn them out. So they're on great. See if they take the damage this turn. This matchup seems pretty rancid. Okay, so I do want cages. I want pulse. I don't think we want volley. I don't want witch stalkers. Any of our protection spells goes a long way there, so I think we're fine. I want to keep the burn in. Probably just get rid of the Audacity. This isn't a deck you see really at all, so them gaining the 6 life early really insulated them. I think we just do Slickshot here. I'm probably going to set up Case, to be honest. If I can get that down. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. So that's a good kind of see who plays chicken. So we'll Questing Druid here. This will force them to potentially counter. Okay. My turn. So we got the tap land. I could also just Druid again. think we do this. Play out the land, pass the turn. So the line here, if they have the sweeper, they have it. I do think we protect here. Might have been wrong. I think we attack in. They go Wandering Emperor. Let them react here. So I do think we kill here. Push a couple more points of damage. That dies, that's fine. We could have gone case first, but I think getting the damage off early is important. Because next turn, if they kill this, I have access to like Druid that. We do want to play around Settle, so yeah, it's not terrible. See what they do here. Let's see if we could get a protection effect. We don't. Kill this. Play Hearse. I'm gonna proactively do this turn because they're gonna be on 6 mana. So I want to be able to prevent them from just getting a free value because my Kumano or my thing will flip. No protection's a little annoying. We know that they can be on Settle. I basically want to save Slickshot. Until we have a protection effect. Get Lost is fine. Them doing Get Lost there is pretty good for us. It means my case has another turn. Definitely want that on top. So we'll set end step here. Just doing this because it's free value. We'll do this. Don't think we want Kumano at this point. So they take that damage there. Actually should have done the protection. So I can save this at least until my turn. I'm purposely holding my case as long as possible. We discard our hand, so I'm doing this now. I'm choosing this questing druid because this one they naturally want to kill anyways. Magma Opus. Sure. Kind of shitty flips here. I'm gonna take the chance now to do this. So I'm gonna fake like we have something in hand. I think there's more value there. So we're at a bit of a dangerous spot. We know they play Settle, which is very difficult for us to beat. And tucking our case is really bad. They opt to do that. Okay. Think here. We just try to go for the kill. Okay, we got them. Got him. Case did some work. Magma Opus. We saw. So the thing is, like, I don't really want these removal options. They're not great. Audacity plays pretty slow. They didn't really show any enchantments. I think we run it back. Just hope our protection spells line up well. Them not having something there was pretty solid for us. Keep this. Swifty go. So, a couple options. Obviously, Slickshot can go away. I can Questing Druid. I think we're going to Questing Druid this turn. Actually, I think we're just going to Slickshot. They can Helix here. Because I think the line is, if we go that route, I should have Monstrous Raged. because then we push through a big chunk of damage and then block them that way. But the problem is I don't necessarily want to stack these together because the rolls supersede each other. And I think with the questing druid, I want to wait another turn or so until I have a little bit more mana set up. It's a very interesting to navigate game. Okay, so they opt to not. I think we leave it like this. Very interesting game of chicken here. So we lose the case here. I think we go case here. It forces them to potentially tap out. And if not, we get case to resolve, which is pretty huge for us. I think we get rid of a monstrous rage. I think that's fine. Because next turn, my priority is going to be get Unlicensed Hearse out. They have the Wandering Emperor that can make a token, but that takes up most of their turn. They just plus here. Do we just like push here? I kind of want to get my hand empty, but I want to play for post to fairy. I probably should have led with Unlicensed Hearse, because if they have no more lies, but if they no more lies here, then they can't. Here, I think we questing Druid. Last turn. Next turn I Slickshot, hopefully draw something, kill him that way there. They shock. Temporary lockdown. That is not good for us. So think we are gonna try to go face here. And then just get this cage, or this case flipped. Let them react here. Not great, but I think dumping the hand there is wise. Because now I'm drawing 3 a turn. Just gives me better odds. We didn't see temporary lockdown in the previous games, so we didn't bring in Pick Your Poison. I think Blossoming Defense is fine here. So we'll enter tapped, play that. And then just try to kill him next turn. They're going to try to find a removal spell here. I could have put Jegantha to hand, but it's like a huge mana commitment. So they have their opening to Gear Hulk Get Lost here. That's really annoying. Because a double strike would have been really big here. Needed him to like miss a land for a turn. I think Questing Druid's fine, just to provide some more card advantage. So we're going to set an upkeep stop and step stop. So I have protection. So deal 3 plus. I think we just have to try. They have the removal, they have the removal. Okay, that's a good sign. Monstrous Rage. No monstrous. How many monsters do I have left in the deck? 0. They have settle. They have settle. I think we pass the turn here. They could have Magma Opus. Quick study. See what we get here. I might hold this for upkeep. So we hit a lot of lands. Because they could have No More Lies. I don't particularly want to get hit by No More Lies. Does take me off 2 mana for the turn. Boseiju, unfortunately, we hit it, so I can't get rid of the temporary lockdown, which is annoying. Which would have been very big for us. Don't want to get hit by No More Lies. So they can Helix us in response. Okay, they veto. I think we try to go for the kill here. Okay, so now I just need to survive the turn. And I could potentially win. I want Questing Druid there just because they can have a way to like double Gear Hulk me. Okay, so Emperor keeps them alive at least for the turn. This case is so good. So we gotta let them tap out here. What a game! Case carried so hard. Holy. How many cards we drew? We drew 15 more cards than the control deck. What a match. What a match. Alright, so that's a great demo of the deck. Let me know what you think. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.